right, welcome back. This is the Cypress Sports Show, brought to you, of course, by Coach's Corner, your go-to spot before and after the game. Did you get Coach's Corner for the Super Bowl?
Did I get it?
Yeah. Did you go and get some pizzas?
Well, after I stopped at Subs and Grubs and grabbed a sandwich, then I went over to Coach's Corner for some pizza.
Some pizza. Perfect. Yeah. Well, hey, if you haven't been to Coach's Corner, make sure you get out there and support them, as well as Subs and Grubs. This week, we're going to do a short recap on the winter season. We had a great winter season here. A couple wrestlers still in the mix and still going in winter, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll look forward to the spring season as well. And, of course, we're going to take a look at Would You Rather, but we're going to take a look at the best moments in Would You Rather so far this year. How's that sound, Coach?
Sounds great. Sounds great. We always love to see Pfeiffer making a fool of himself. Having fun with himself. Let me rephrase it.
Yes, of course. Well, Coach, hey, we're jumping into spring season. Off and running already. Super busy. Of course, we got some rain here. So check those schedules. They're always posted, most up to date, to see the cancellations or game changes, because we know that's going to be a concern as we move forward, especially through this week and into next week with all the rain. But we got them off and running, and baseball is going, and we had a pretty exciting week last week with baseball, at least one of the games.
Yeah, one of the games. Yeah, we might be 3-1 in baseball if we played 5-inning games, but we play 7, and haven't been able to finish off all those games. Baseball team finished up their first tournament of the year, the PBR Invitational. The final game got moved up to Saturday because of the rain. The team went 1-3, but the highlight was junior pitcher Wyatt Rosales pitched a no-hitter in the lone win. I'm trying to think back of how many no-hitters we've had at Cypress and come up with a handful, maybe about 6 or so, but there might be some other ones out there. So I can go back to Phil Seibel in 1996.
I was going to say Phil.
Adam Wilk in the playoffs in 2005. Yep. Kevin Lillycrop in 2013 had a no-hitter. James Acuna in 2015 or 16 in the playoffs. And now Wyatt Rosales. There might be one I'm missing, but
somebody will let us know in the comments, I'm sure. Well, baseball always, Coach Weber plays really a difficult schedule. He doesn't shy away from anybody, no matter what his team is like. So 1-3, where it may not sound great, he's playing the top schools around. He's not playing, Sister Mary's School of the Blind.
That's right. This tournament alone, the 4 semifinalists were the CIF Division I's top 4 preseason teams. So they're the real deal. The teams they play are the real deal, and we got our legs underneath us, and hopefully we'll improve from here. All right, the softball team finished up their 43rd annual Cypress tournament, going 2-2 as the host. Boys volleyball opens up the season Wednesday versus Lakewood, and then they got the Foothill tournament this weekend. We got returning league MVP Trace Oswald coming back, hoping to have a big year. Boys tennis had 3 matches last week. They beat local teams Oxford and Western before heading down to Huntington Beach and losing a close match to Edison. Track and field got their season going last Saturday at Mater Dei with 4 or 5 other teams. Coach Iman and the squad have been opening their year at Mater Dei now for over 25 years. A highlight was Elijah Lowy. He won the hurdles event on Saturday. Boys golf next week on Monday travel to Chino Hills. They'll play in the Ayala tournament at Los Serranos Golf Course. And the swim team finished up their tryouts, and they continue to train before opening their season in early March. And badminton will open their season next Tuesday versus Cerritos. So we got lots of sports, hundreds of kids participating, and they're all getting started here a little bit different times in the spring.
Yeah, another one who also doesn't shy away, Coach Iman. He's always in the top invitationals, and we usually do really well, which is really a testament to him, his longevity and what he does, because our field right now, our track, won't be usable for, I'm going to say, at least 2 weeks, if not longer, yet he's still placing and putting people in these things. So.
That's right. In track, they're running into all sorts of hurdles, right? We normally want to jump over them, but they're practicing at Lexington Junior High. We got a group going over to Western. They're over at Cypress College. There's some doing stuff on campus. So it's they're dividing and conquering and trying to get and make the most out of it.
Yeah, and then the softball team, Coach Thompson bringing the community together last week, having their little annual kind of slow pitch deal against the Cypress Police Department and bringing them onto campus and showing the appreciation for what the officers do each and every day. So it's always cool to see that as well.
Absolutely. Chief Mark was out there watching the games as well, so he's a big supporter of our programs and fun to see him out here.
Well, as promised, we are going to take a look back not only at the winter season, but first, let's take a look back to some of those great moments with Mr. Pfeiffer in our Would You Rather segment.
All right, here we are with the big boys, right? Would you rather win a Super Bowl, right? How are we going to survive? How are you going to help us out, brother?
What the heck's a zombie apocalypse?
Catherine and Tanya, golf team extraordinaire, right?
Well, I'm a long distance runner myself, so probably the second option. You're super muscular.
Muscular, like me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do planks or push-offs or crunches. No planks for me.
I know where stockpile weapons are. Should not tell you because I need to survive.
Crowd noise, yeah.
What's it sound like? Home run.
Loud?
Like what?
Like you want me to yell?
Yes.
Oh,
What do you do when your favorite player hits a home run?
I yell, but...
Good grief.
You know, I like attention sometimes, so I would go turkey costume. Costume.
A little attention. What's your best gobble?
Gobble, gobble! Gobble, gobble! Gobble, 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 gobble!
Which college is your choice?
What college is your choice?
Arizona State.
No, that's where Dad went.
Cash.
Cash.
Yeah.
You selfish?
Dang, dude. I would go to school dressed like a turkey for a week.
A turkey?
I don't really like turkey.
What's your gobble?
That's a chicken.
That's a chicken. It's a chidunkin, whatever they are. Haven't you ever had those moments where you like left an event and you're like, oh, I should have said this?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm traveling the path all the time. I'm gonna win that argument with my wife.
Definitely be the scared.
Why?
Be scared, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I guess be scared. I have no idea what I'm doing. Cut this out.
Who on the team is kicking that penalty kick?
Open campus.
Where would you go? Coach's corner. What's your favorite food joke?
Nothing's coming to mind right
Mama tomato looks to the baby tomato and say, ketchup.
now. That's pretty bad.
I would probably kick a field goal.
Kick a field goal, but that wasn't an option. Would you rather kick a penalty kick into a net that's this big?
Oh, you're talking
or
about
throw
soccer?
a
I thought you
basketball?
were talking about football.
It's winter sports. You guys are at all the events.
That is true.
What's going on?
Read.
What? What am I thinking?
Well, I wish I would know. Like, sometimes you just gotta say what the...
That's a movie quote? Your mother watches this.
Oh, easily give up social media.
Social media, gone. Bye-bye.
Done
Unhealthy.
it. Yeah. Tay-Tay.
I think with the better coach.
Even though you don't like them, they're terrible, they're yelling at you. Ah, run faster.
Yeah.
I would rather give the best gift for Christmas.
We're full of givers. What are you going to give?
It depends what I'm getting it for.
Me.
Shoot, you deserve the world.
Thank you. My man.
Yeah.
Dodgeball, big ball, right in the
Anything.
thing, caboose.
Anything, bring it on.
Anything, bring it. She says, bring it, Dan. It's right in the right area. Thank you, guys.
Oh, wait, I got a food joke now.
He's still going.
Ovaltine.
We're back.
Why do they call it Ovaltine? It comes in a round jar. It has a round lid. It should be called Roundtine.
Round team.
Hey, that was super good. Mr. Delgado and his crew splicing it, dicing it, coming up with some highlights of Would You Rather. Of course, how do you go through Would You Rather without highlighting Mr. Pfeiffer? I mean, there's always something that he's doing to break the mood, right? And make it a little more fun. So thanks for that. Looks super cool. And we appreciate everybody who's been a part of that as well. Well, Coach, we just finished up the winter season. Like we said earlier, we still have a couple wrestlers going. Both basketball teams made it to the playoffs. So let's start right there with basketball. The boys team did very well. Co-league champions, moved on into the playoffs. One of the better seasons. Had a heartbreaking loss there in that quarterfinal game, but there's still a lot for Coach Mitchell to be proud of with that team.
That's right. 23 wins, which is sixth most in school history. We've been around for 50 years now, so you get 20. We've had 4 teams with 24 wins. Coach Mitchell had a 27-win team a few years ago. This is a 23-win team, so that doesn't happen very often. So 6th best in terms of wins, 6th time to the quarterfinals. This one still blows my mind. We've had some really good players and some really good teams in boys basketball, and yet the playoffs are difficult.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
There's no doubt. I do like, and we've talked a lot about that with Fryer and so on, I do like the way the playoffs are set up now. And it'll be even better next year when they're using that year's statistics as far as where they place you in those divisions. Whereas in the past, it went by
your league and
your enrollment at the school. And there was times where we would be in the same division in the past as Mater Dei and Compton and places, Dominguez, where Redondo Union were like, no, we're going to really struggle to win a game. And now we're in divisions where it's equal, like it's competitive, which also brings in that quarterfinal going into the semis. There's no guarantee as to what's going on with that either. So
right, first round games are much closer, but you have a chance if you get hot and you catch it in the right year to have success in the playoffs. So we've been stuck on the quarterfinals historically in boys basketball, but hopefully we'll have a breakthrough at some point coming up. Yeah. But it was a great year. It was a fun year. Coach Mitchell won his 200th game.
Awesome.
Michael Wright was co-MVP of the league. Ryan Gubbs, sophomore, kind of had a breakout year. I know Coach Mitchell expected a lot from him last year coming in as a freshman playing varsity, and you saw some of that talent this year. He certainly impressed Steve Fryer multiple times throughout the year. Kingston Birdsong, guy's really athletic and can shoot it. And then I thought Jonah Kim, senior returner, 3-year starter, really kind of came into his own and didn't try to do too much this year and really became a lockdown defender and a leader for our team.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I noticed this year was that intensity, especially on the defensive end. And he obviously was one that brought that each and every game. And they really played hard on the defense, really made it tough for opponents to get good shots. And that obviously spills over to getting a lot of wins. It definitely helps. The girls basketball team, man, talk about the playoffs again. They struggle moving up to Division I, have a tough time in that loss to Corona, Santiago of Corona. But still, again, a lot for Coach to be proud of there with some of those returners.
That's right. Girls basketball. Coach Rivera got his 200th win as well this year. Because of our success the last 2 years, we moved to Division I. And now our best player is injured in the playoffs. We lose our returning best player to graduation last year. So it was a tough battle. Santiago Corona was very, very good, and they continued to win. They're in the CIF finals, so that wasn't some fluke team that had their way with us. They're legit in Division I. Our best player, our team MVP, Isabella Caceres, was injured in the last game, so. That was a tough go, but the girls played hard. They had a solid season, coming in second place in league and qualifying for the Division I playoffs.
Yeah, and Coach will have them right back where they need to be next year, and again, that'll be a little more balanced out, and hopefully they'll make a room.
Oh yeah, they'll be in the gym next week.
Yeah,
they'll be back shooting the ball for sure.
Well, boys soccer, new coach, Coach Anton, taking over the program. Really doing a nice job of setting some expectations, staying consistent with what it was. And you could see the growth throughout the year. Wasn't necessarily the result that he wanted as far as the total year, but the difference from start to finish, you could definitely tell.
For sure. We went 4-4-2 in league. We missed the playoffs by a tie break. We tied for third with Tustin, but they had a tie break over us. So that's besides the point. Coach Anton worked his tail off. He got the boys to work their tails off, and they looked unified. They looked like a team. They were accountable throughout the year. So we're really looking forward to what's ahead in the development of the boys soccer program.
Yeah, he's gonna do great, and really taking some of that lead from our girls program and Coach Nicole and Chrissy. They just keep the train rolling. I mean, they just keep it going each and every year. They battle for a league championship. They may not always win it, but they're right there battling for a league championship. And then she doesn't shy away. She plays a very difficult preseason schedule. She's always in the top division for the playoffs, and they continue to do well each and every year.
Yeah, second place finish behind Pacifica. Pacifica's on a bit of a heater right now with girls soccer. Coach Sutton really has had some really good players and really good teams.
It's got to be the players over there.
Definitely not Coach Sutton, right? But they were a Division I quarterfinalist team, so they're in the top 8 in Southern California. They're really good, and our girls battle with them. We beat them one time in that final game of the year on Senior Day. And then we go to the playoffs, and we lose a heartbreaker to El Rancho with the golden goal in overtime. One of their goals may have been a questionable call, whether the ball actually goes in or not, but that's besides the point. We did have the Defensive Player of the Year in league in Sierra Carter, our goalkeeper. Solid team, consistent team, really consistent players. Jazzy Roberts kind of stood out this year as being just kind of that focal point. We always try to get the ball to her. And she's just a sophomore, so hopefully she'll continue to get better.
Yeah, I know Coach was really concerned early on about scoring, right? We just how are we going to do that? And again, she moves the pieces around. She figures out where it's got to go and who it's got to go through. And then all of a sudden the results start speaking for themselves. So great job again to the girls. Girls water polo, wow, consistency as well. League championship. They continue to do well each and every year, and they really have it kind of going on in a strong deal in our league especially.
Yeah, 5 years in a row, league titles, going undefeated 5 years in a row. So we're 20-something-0 in Empire League play. Now that's going to change next year as we go to the new conference. If we go to that new conference, and I don't know where we're going to fall, but if we end up in the top one, they got Foothill over there, pretty legit. So we'll see where we end up in that, but it won't be a 6th Empire League title, but maybe we'll have a chance in the Century Conference. Jasmine Lopez was named MVP, and it's 2 years in a row for her. So back-to-back MVPs for her in the Empire League. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, whole wrestling. We have the wrestling team. Moving some of the guys and girls moving on into the CIF playoffs, into the Masters, and still now we have a couple going into state. So always exciting. Coach Lumber continues to keep it rolling. Who knows how long he'll do it, hopefully for a long time to come. But, man, they're a model of consistency as well.
Sure, we've had some great wrestlers now, but this is the first time at Cypress that Coach Lumberg has sent two boys to the state meet. It's a big accomplishment in California to get through the CIF Southern your division, and then to get through Masters to make it to state. It's a big state. There are lots of wrestlers out there. So to have two make it to the state meet is very, very good. That's after we had 12 wrestlers qualify on the boys' side to CIF. We had 6 league champions. Jimmy and Vince were, of course, runners-up in CIF, and then they finished top 4 at the Masters meet. So really great run. Jimmy's a senior. Vince is a junior. Maybe he has a chance again next year. I know they work their tail off. Those guys wrestle year-round, all the time. And then on the girls' side, we had 13 qualify for CIF. 13. K.E. Osede won CIF Southern Division. That's a few division champions for us in recent years. So Coach Norris taking these girls who haven't wrestled until they get to high school and turning them into CIF champions. Yeah. Vita Beckel was the same way, right? She didn't wrestle until she got here, and then she's everything KE, the same thing. 5 girls made it to the Masters meet. Unfortunately, no one can move on to the state on the girls' side, but still really impressive.
Like you said, it is so difficult as you go up. More teams throughout the state start participating in that, and to have some go on is amazing. But to be able to get to the Masters in itself is really a giant accomplishment that I don't think people understand. Getting out, the CIS Southern section is a giant section. You get out of that, you get to the mountain, you get out of that and get to the state. It's quite an accomplishment just in itself. So congratulations to them. Well, cheer and song, they're in the midst of their competition season. I know they spent this last weekend over at the Anaheim Convention Center, so they've been going and getting their stuff done as well.
Yeah, cheer finished up their comp season at USA Nationals at the Convention Center. I know they didn't bring home any major titles this year like they have in the past, the CIF Southern Section or the SoCal Regional. But they continue to improve each week. I know the coaches were proud of their performance this week where they didn't get anything deducted from their performance. So what else can you ask for, right?
Yeah, constant improvement is what we're looking at. So, well, hey, the end of the winter season, the end of another Empire League winter season, those teams that won a league championship will be able to say they won in the last Empire League season, potentially.
The fall of the Empire.
Potentially ever, right? Unless it comes back in future years. But as of now, doesn't look like that's going to happen. So congratulations to all those teams that brought home the hardware with the league championship and those teams that went to the playoffs. So awesome job for the winter wrap-up. We are fresh rolling. Again, check those schedules for spring. Make sure that you know where you're going and what's going on because the weather is contributing to some of those changes. So definitely check the website for those. Make sure you get out to Subs and Grubs and Coach's Corner before and after your event. Support those programs as they support us each and every time. And we will see you again next week.